Welcome to 3 Minute Thoughts. So, something I'm going to talk about today is hospital psychosis. It's a term I hadn't heard of before until, last year, beginning of 2020. For a good 6 months there, I was stuck in Jersey. And for the first 3 months of that, I was taking care of my dad when he was in the hospital before he passed. And that's where I learned the term. It's called hospital psychosis. It's called ICU psychosis, hospital delirium. It's got several names. One of the things that is surprising about it is that people don't actually know what causes it, but the belief is if you spend 5 or more days in ICU, you might get it. 1 in 3 people do. Normally, if they're older, but it's just the stress, the lightings. These are the theories of what it's causing is the constant interruptions, the loss of control, sensory deprivation, all these things, which after I talk about my prep Burning Man things, I think I've got a handle on this. I think I can, because that sounds like all the stuff happens there, and I haven't gone crazy there. But what my own experience is when I noticed my dad, because he went through this, is he was having trouble telling the difference between dreams and reality. And he'd be describing things, and you're like, no, those are just dreams that you just had. And he might be like, we're talking to us, is nodding off. Just you hadn't been moving much, but he also like be constantly in a state of being woken up and sleeping and woken up and sleeping. I don't think there's anything people were doing to him. It's just the unreal environment was causing it. And so the dreams would bleed into reality, and he had trouble telling the difference between the two. That's my thoughts on it. Now, treatments that suggest is having families and friends around, which we visit him every day, as often as we could. Unfortunately, when he was in the hospital, that month of March is when, February is when people are starting to talk about COVID, and March was when hospitals started going, hey, we're going to have a limited number of people, and I'd be taking Bev there, and like, no, you can only have one person, and like, oh, guess what? If you want to take care of Bev and walk her there, and take care of her and watch her when she's there, she needs a little bit of handling. They're like, no, you're her helper, you can go in with her, so that's good. But then like a week later, like, no, you can't let anyone in anymore. They had the gatekeepers outside. And I was like, well, we can't visit Dad, and so for the last 2 weeks of his life, he had no family interactions. We tried to call him on phones and stuff so he could hear our voices, but he couldn't get the visuals, he couldn't get the videos. I think that's when he started spiraling in a bad way. I'm surprised that for something that's such prevalence, there isn't much more study on causes and treatments. They do things like they try to keep your own room lights matching more of a day-night cycle, and they try to minimize those kind of other stressors. It's a scary thing. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Have a good day.